Hi guys, and welcome back in Max DM Crafting. In this episode we will continue the Eagle's Nest Castle, and specifically in this episode we will try to create the rocky terrain around the castle. This is the first time that I'm using these techniques, so basically this tutorial is just a documentary of the first attempt of this stuff. But you know, I'm also a little scientist, so basically even a no result will be a result for you, so you don't try this if this doesn't work. Okay, let's try together this. First of all, I will keep this piece that is actually the main entrance on the castle like that, so we can create the rocks, okay, all around. In my mind I have an idea that is actually to use polyurethane foam instant. For do this I will cover the part of the castle with some baking paper, and then yes, let's see what will happen, okay? Cross fingers and wish me good luck. See you in a bit. Okay guys, first of all we wear gloves so we can remove the foam before it's too late. Okay, let's try this. It can be done. It can be done, okay? Now before the foam is cured and is still like a cream, you see, it's yummy actually. I will try to give it a shape. So with another piece of foam, now I'm giving a shape. So basically you don't have the sensation of cream. Actually, if you squeeze it, become a cream. It's strange, like silicone. You see, it's very, very strange. So it was a good idea to cover everything very, very nice. I like it. I like it. So this is done. It's very sticky, so take care. And wear gloves, always. Basically, the final idea is to have pieces like this. I think it's enough. Now, while the foam is curing, I'm putting some little pieces of this inside, okay? Since the foam is very sticky, it's very easy to put those pieces, and actually this will help a lot in my mind to give the final shape. Remember, this foam, when it's completely cured, when it's dry, is like the other foam, so you can cut it, you can paint it like normal foam, okay? If you touch the foam while it's expanding, you actually break the bubbles inside, so you give to the foam an interesting irregular shape that is actually how a rock should be. Very nice. Now the can says that this will be cured in around 8-10 hours, so we will come back tomorrow. Hi. So guys, it's the day after, and yes, more or less we are reaching the right result. Let's go to the table so I can show you. So as you can see, it's now it's rock hard. Let me show you. It's rock hard, and it's very light. Also, the foam is attached on the paper that I put down, but it's not a big deal because we can remove easily the paper. What I don't like is that actually after I put all the foam, during the night somehow the foam continues, expanding and growing. So it's more round now than when I put it. But also not a big deal because we can cover easily. I'm considering this foam as a support for all the work that we have to do then. Okay, let's see. Yeah, it is very easy to remove our castle, and as you can see, the foam is not attached to the paper, so this is great. Let's take off the paper. As you can see, it's now see what I like. Actually, we have filled all these spaces, so our castle can easily enter. Hopefully, it says, yeah. Now, this foam is very hard in surface, but inside is not so dense as the usual insulation foam. So if you cut it, basically inside you will see the foam full of bubbles. And this is, I think, is one thumbs down. It's not ideal. But as a surface for flocking and carve a little bit, I think it's nice. Now I want to use this Arch hot wire cutter for fully understand the properties of this foam. Let's see. As I said, you can see this bubbles here inside, you see, in this zone. And I don't know, I want to try to cut several points and then understand if I like them or not. Let's see. It's pretty much done. I think this will be great for some under the abyss terrain. You know, this consistency inside, it's totally spongy. So not the consistency, actually the looks. This foam looks like it's a submarine sponge. So basically in that kind of environment, this will be great. I suggest you to use it for sure. In this case, I think definitely I will use this technique as a support for actually the rocky terrain. I will cover it with normal filler and stuff like that as usual, but it's great for create the perfect shape around your pieces. Yeah, I'm quite glad about the result. Let's have a look. As you can see, in many parts the density of the sponge is totally compact and it's like the insulation foam. But in several parts you have these holes that actually I don't like in this environment, but they will be great in some submarine scenario. At the end the look is very nice. I think that with the paint job this will come a great piece. Wearing gloves, guys, because we're gonna go messy. Messy is good. As you can see, I put some plexiglass on my table. First of all, create little amount of this mixture. Don't create a lot of that, because it's better to redo this little part, this little amount of mixture, than let it dry and waste a lot of that material. So do little amount of your mixture for rocky terrain. And the second advice is if you have, for example, to rush a little bit, don't use water for dilute PVA glue, but use pure alcohol. This is very cheap. It's flammable, so don't use flames, any fire when you are using this. But actually this will dilute the PVA greatly, and also this will dry faster, much faster than water. So it's great if you need to rush a little bit. Light material on your mixture, so basically they add some interesting rock aspect to your piece. Also they contribute to the lightweight of your terrain. Now this was quite a job, guys, and also very messy. Before say the word end to this process, we'll add immediately some additional rocks, natural rocks, for make the next steps easier. Okay, I want to start with some of these. They are very nice natural rocks, you see? So this is it for the phase 2. Now we just need that all this cream pie become hard and actually it's dried totally. So another day will pass.